Welcome to iamGEEK, the show for the geek in all of us, and this is episode 11. We are back. We took a week break. Well, I took a week break because I was in the world of Disney, and I was having a great time while you guys were slaving away at home, at your jobs. Right, guys?
Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone just tuned out because they hate you now. Like, everyone stopped the podcast already. Just like, this jerk. And then just hit stop. That was
I want to listen to this guy for 3 hours.
I want to hear him bloat all the time. Jeez. I've already tuned out now too. I'm just done.
I did have a toddler with me, so I mean, it was still work chasing him around everywhere.
You know, it's funny. You know, we've probably talked about this before in real life or whatever. But you know, you see people with families at Disney World, and you're like, do they want to be here? They're just like yelling at their kids the whole time, and it's like, come on, go take a nap or something. You know. Yeah, I actually have a coworker that is going to Disney in July, and I gave him all my unrequested tips of Disney, and I said, make sure you take breaks. Don't try to do it all at one time, and you'll be glad you did. So that's my number one tip.
Yeah, we took the last day there. I have a 2.5-year-old now. We went back to the room for a little while, and then I was like, I really want to see the new fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. So I said, buddy, you want to ride the bus? And he loves seeing buses go by. Yeah. So we get on the bus, we're driving to the Magic Kingdom, and like halfway there, he just conks out, falls asleep. So I ended up walking around the Magic Kingdom with him in a stroller, just sleeping, and he slept through the whole fireworks show. Which I thought, I was like right up front, and there's like explosions going off, and he's just sitting there sound asleep. Which it was like their new show. It's called Happily Ever After. Probably one of the greatest firework shows I've seen because it combined the fireworks with projection mapping on the castle. So like the castle was transforming into rocket ships and gears, and it was like at one point it burned down. And it looked like the building was burning down, and because the villains took over.
At one point, a bunch of people died at one point.
It was great.
But the projection went out from the castle to like they have a courtyard that has like pillars and stuff. So it went out around you some too. It was very good, very good. And the song gets stuck in your head. I'm not going to sing it now, but. You can look it up. You can actually watch the whole show on YouTube.
Oh yeah, you can watch everything on YouTube.
Yeah, they have the opening day that did. So it's like an official Disney one. So it's like good quality, and they zoom in at certain parts and stuff. So you can look up the official opening Disney version of the video. It's really good. But yeah, so that was our last day. But most of the time, which I've been to when I lived in Florida, I went to Disney a lot. Now I'm in Texas, so I don't get to go that often. But I think this is going to surprise some of you, maybe all of you. I don't know. I think I have a new favorite Disney park.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Oh.
I know. It's always been like the Magic Kingdom or something, but I think now, top of the list right now, Animal Kingdom.
Wow.
Lies. Lies.
I know, but we spent 3 days there. That's some part of 3 days there. And used to, it was like people would kid around and say half a day park. But I got to experience the new Pandora World of Avatar. And we were staying on property, so that means we're staying in one of Disney's resorts. So we got a special viewing of Pandora from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. every night. Now, because my wife is very pregnant, and we have a 2.5
very
year
pregnant.
Very
That's
pregnant.
Just a little bit.
No, she's very pregnant.
Pregnant.
Well, I mean, like we're due in like early September, so it's. You know, it's getting there. So her and our son went to bed, and I went to Pandora for like 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah, you kept calling or texting me, and it's like, yeah, put them to bed. I'm out.
I'm out of here.
I got rid of those two.
Yeah,
but
you lose it. Hey, they were tired. They did go back the third night with me, so that was fun.
We didn't tired after you slipped them a little something to put them to sleep.
I was like, go to sleep.
Gave them like warm milk.
Yeah. No, they went back.
Talking to them. It was like, oh, you can come with me. It's okay. Close your eyes.
They went back to the third night, and Grant was a trooper. We stayed there till like midnight, and he was like going strong, having fun. But I was sort of, when I heard that, it's been forever since they said they were gonna build this, and I was sort of on the fence about it. But now I'm a true believer. I think it was an amazing experience. I liked it a lot better at nighttime than I did daytime, though.
There you go.
Because the nighttime, it was just like the whole ground was glowing, and you could see like the footprints of the different weird animals and creatures.
Yeah. Somebody said that they took a picture of the ground. They said, "This is what it looks like when you take a black light into a Holiday Inn on the floor."
Oh, wow.
We talked to one of the people that worked there, and they said that this paint that they use for the ground, it depends on how much sunlight it gets. So some nights it's brighter than other nights. So that was sort of cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but the plants were amazing. They would glow, and they had creatures. They had like this tide pool with these creatures in it that when you'd wave your arms around, they would start moving and shooting water at you and stuff. The floating. I think we lost Chris. Oh. He'll be back. There he is. The floating mountain was amazing. It was just sort of like the centerpiece and over top of you. They had this big like drum section where there was these drums you could go up and play. That had lights on them that when you would hit it, the lights would sync with the beat. And then they did a big drum show in the middle, like towards the end of the night. But the rides, one ride was good, and one ride was amazing. I bet you can guess which is which. No?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
So, the Flight of Passage, which everybody was sort of calling Soarin' 3.0 or whatever, it blew Soarin' out of the water. It's hard to describe. Basically, you go into this place that the mining company had one time been using, and they've converted it into this lab to study the Pandora environment. And you go through and you go into this lab, and there's this animatronic. You've probably seen video or pictures. Animatronic floating in this big tube of water, like one of the avatars, and it looks amazing. It looks real. And then you go into this, when you finally get to the end of the line, which takes forever, but it's very themed out very well. You go in this room it's a small room. It's like probably like 5 or 6 seats per room. So they take your group into one of the rooms, and there's these things that look like motorcycles, sort of, that you would sit on. So you sit on it like a motorcycle, and there's a wall in front of you. So you don't see anything. You just see this wall. And you get on the motorcycle-looking thing, and you lean forward, and there's a screen with, I guess, a camera that shows video of your face, and then it shows video of an avatar, and it starts connecting you or whatever. You sort of start melding your faces together. And then these strobe lights start appearing all around the screen, like right in your eyes. And they start getting faster and faster until there's this big flash. And then when your eyes acclimate to around you, the wall is gone, and you're soaring through the air on the back of a Banshee. So it completely puts you right into the experience.
So they hit you with some LSD, and then you just start. Everything just starts flashing.
Yeah,
and
I don't know. Maybe.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because if you give yourself over to the experience and not like when you get out there, look behind you, it's like you're in this other world. The way they've done it is so effective, where you don't see the wall go away. You're just immediately in this other place. You don't see the contraption like you do on Soarin'. You don't really see the other people around you unless you look back behind you. And then you're just soaring through the air, and you can feel the creature breathing underneath you. And one of the coolest things I thought was he would land on cliffs or something, or on trees, and you would feel his feet underneath you like land on the object. And then you'd feel him
so kind of buckles.
Yeah, it sort of buckles, and then you'd feel him take off again.
That's cool.
Yeah, and at one point you're out over the ocean or sea of Pandora, and this big whale-like creature just pops up in front of you from the water and then slams down, causing this big wave to come over top of your head, and then you like soar through the wave out into the next area. But it was very fluid. You never... like in Soarin', you're in one country, and then you're in another country, and then you're in another country. You know, it sort of like just flashes between places. This was all very fluid, and it was like you hopped on the back of a Banshee and you're taking a ride. And then at the end of the ride, it does the same thing. It starts flashing again, and then big flash, and then all of a sudden the wall's back in front of you, and you're back in this room. So it really
sounds really cool.
Yeah, it really makes it like you're a part of like the Avatar program, where your mind is sent somewhere else, and your body stays back in this room. So they did a really great job. I got to ride it twice. One night it broke down, so I would have got to ride it 3 times. But one night I waited all night long, and then they were like, "Sorry, it's closed. It's broken down." So that was a little stinker. And then the other ride is a boat ride, and it was a good boat ride. It had a lot of cool effects in it, but they did use screens in it. Everything's using screens now. So when you are traveling down the river, you'll see creatures running past you on these screens. One screen was really cool. You didn't even know it was a screen. There's a log. It was like a real log. But all of a sudden you see like these centipede-like things crawling across it. And they're not really there. I mean, they're projected on it, but it was, I guess, the projection mapping thing again on this log. So that was really cool. And then they had these big leaves that over top of you that like these frog-like creatures would jump on. And when it was just like projected on it, but when they would jump on it, the whole leaf would move. So like the real leaf would move with the actions of what's going on the projection. So that was cool. And of course the animatronic at the end is probably the best animatronic I've ever seen. Like every little piece of the Navi lady moved, like even her tiny fingertips. And so it was really cool. I got to ride that one 5 times. But I didn't stand in line for 5 times.
I don't know if you rode it enough.
Well, I got on it the first night. I was like, okay, I'll ride it. And I went over, and they're like, oh yeah, go on it. We're still open. There's no way, because it's like at the end of the night, like 12:41, and I get in there, and there's nobody in there, like nobody, just a couple people that work there, and they're like, oh yeah, go ahead and get on. So I rode the thing by myself. There was nobody in the boat in front of me. There was nobody in any of the boats behind me. I rode the whole thing by myself, and it was quite an experience. I mean, just to ride a ride like that alone and just get to take it all in and not have people behind you talking or pictures flashing. So that was a really cool experience. And I got to the end, and they're like, you want to go again? And I'm like, sure. And then I came back around. They're like, you want to go again? I'm like, oh, 2's enough for tonight. And then I came back and
when you ride alone though, that's when like it turns into like a horror movie or something, and things start coming alive. And
it was creepy. It was another one of those experiences. Like, is this real? Am I really here? Because you're sort of taken out of the world, and especially when there's no other people from your world there, you're just sort of taken out of it. And so that happened the second night too. We got on. They're like, you want to ride again? And they just sent us back through, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, thumbs up for Avatar. The food, we got to eat the food. It was...
Oh, that's what I'm jealous about. That was good. That looks so good.
It was good. The bowls, like you can get steak or chicken and potato hash and rice or whatever you want in the bowls. They were very large. Jennifer, my wife, and I could split one, which most food at Disney now, it's hard to split because they've made their portions a lot smaller but kept the prices the same. But here they give you a big portion. And then the desserts were good. There was like this blueberry cheesecake that looked like some Navi egg that's been laid or something. I don't know. It was like blue and glossy. Yeah. It was really good though.
The big blue creatures laying eggs now. That just
it looked like that. It was like cheesecake. They had a blueberry cheesecake and then a chocolate like mousse, and the blueberry one was better. And then they had these weird thing called bao buns that were these weird looking buns that were stuffed with like hamburger meat. So it was supposed to be a hamburger, but in bun form. Those were okay. I'm not big on mustard and pickles, and they had them already in there, so you couldn't get them without it. Yeah, but the bowls were fantastic. And then they had this weird drink called the Night Blossom, and it was like... It was fancy. It was like limeade with apple and desert pear and passion fruit boba balls, which boba balls are weird.
That was cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I never had, because you see these things on TV all the time and TV shows now for some reason. The teas, and it's got the little boba balls in them, and they're like yogurt. And to me, like having like a chunk thing in your drink is just weird. These are like
little balls full of juice, but when they would suck one up and it would pop in your mouth, this is gonna sound gross. It felt like you put an eyeball in your mouth and you popped an eyeball or something. They were just sort of weird, but that's my
the tea.
Go ahead.
The tea I had. Oh, sorry. No. These things just confound me. Sorry. The tea I had with the boba balls were yogurt, and it's got the big straw, so when you suck it up, suddenly there's a ball in your mouth, and you chew on it, and it's like a wet gummy bear to me, and it's just not. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant to me.
Yeah, the drink was good, but I should have opted. They had another drink that had strawberry boba balls, and I think the strawberry ones would have been better than the passion fruit one. Passion fruit was just weird. When we were there, one of the days, both rides closed down for like the entire day, like almost the entire day. And it was like they evacuated both rides and called the fire department. So I don't know what was going on, but something did not work properly. The Flight of Passage seemed to go down a lot. And I think with all the technology, they've sort of done more than feasible for that amount of people to go through. Because if you think about it, this is like cutting edge technology they're using, and then they're hiring college guy to run it. Like here, stand here and press this button over and over again. And with that many people going through, there's bound to be some kind of, especially when it's all screen based, something's going to break down, and it did a lot while we were there.
That was the same thing with that Spider-Man ride at Universal. That thing was always breaking down because it's like a roller coaster thing with a bunch of screens and all these like practical effects going off, and there was just so many things that could break. And I remember waiting in line for those, and it was constantly like, oh no, 10 minutes, no, 5 minutes, oh no, 30 minutes.
Calling the fire department, shutting down. Yeah, but the cast members there, they did a great job facilitating those shutdowns. A lot of people were giving them a hard time, and I went up to one of them and said, I just want you to know you guys are doing a great job, because it's not their fault that their rides break down, but they're the ones that get all the flack for it. And people were like yelling at them, and I'm just like, they're like, thank you so much. We've had so many, it's been such a hard day, and so many people are being negative. was like, "You're welcome." And so I sent a little thing to their guest services and said, "Hey, you guys are doing a great job." They also at Animal Kingdom have this new River of Light show on their lake there. It's not part of Pandora, but so it was really cool. It's basically a show where they bring out these floating, huge lantern animal lights, and then they shoot water up and they shine, or they project on the water. And so it was a really cool show. We got to see that one. And then the Tree of Life they have the projection mapping on the Tree of Life, so all the animals on the Tree of Life will run around in and out, and that was pretty cool. I also got to meet BB-8 while I was there.
Oh.
Yeah, the BB-8.
The BB.
Was he stuck up at all, or?
I know, he's very friendly. Very friendly.
Oh.
My son loves BB-8, and he was just like starstruck when he got to meet him. So that was cool. It was he wore a BB-8 shirt that day to meet BB-8, and we're going in to meet BB-8. And as we're going in, 2 stormtroopers are walking out, and they stop and they point at his shirt, and I go, "Oh, you found us. This is the droid you're looking for." And they like got on their comms and were like, "We found the droid. We found the droid." And they like surrounded us and like had us at gunpoint. It was really funny. And finally, like their handler had to go, This family needs to get to where they're going. So that was really cool.
They found the droid.
Yeah, he was going stormtrooper. So that was cool. But yeah, we had a lot of fun at Disney. While we were there, also you guys always give me a hard time about somehow getting free stuff.
Yes.
I got an email saying, "Congratulations, we see that you're here. Here's free tickets to see Cars 3 pre-screening." So
I don't understand how you do it. I just don't get it.
I don't
you
either.
Just walk in a room and it's like, "Oh, hi! You want? Here's a TV for you."
This guy looks like he needs.
Also, lifetime supply of pizza over here just for you. And
well, it comes and goes. This kind of stuff.
Mostly.
When I lived in Florida, a lot more stuff happened. Now, not so much. But I guess when I go back there, they're like, "He's here. He's back. Hurry, give him free stuff."
Maybe he'll stay.
Yeah, maybe he'll stay. We are part of the Disney Vacation Club, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like the timeshare that Disney has. So a lot of this stuff comes through them. They do special stuff for their members. So this was one of those things. They said, "We see you're here. Here's free tickets." Of course, Jennifer, my wife, had something else she had to do, so she didn't get to go with us. We were there also for a baby shower. Her friends were throwing her. So she had to go do that. So I took Grant to his first movie in a movie theater. It was an interesting time. They made you get there like an hour before the movie started. And then they made you give up all your devices. So if you had a cell phone or iPad or anything, you had to turn them in. Well, if you're going to sit for an hour and they take everything away, a toddler's just going to run around crazy. So he didn't want to sit in the seat. He wanted to run around. And by the time the movie started, he was like, "I'm done with this." And he would like stick his head in between the seats and ask the people in front of, what's going on with them and try to talk to them. I'm like,
"Hey, how you doing? How's life?"
Yeah, I'm like, "Come here, get your seat." And he was like, and of course it was 3D too. So he was like trying to figure out why the screen was blurry. And then he would put the glasses on upside down and then like throw them on the ground. And that part was crazy. The movie, from what I saw of it, was actually really good. It was basically all the Cars characters. Lightning McQueen is sort of at the end of his road, or I don't know.
Pun.
Yeah, close to retirement. All his other Cars buddies are retiring. There's new cars on the block that are very souped up, and so it was. You think it's going to be the traditional story that you hear all the time. There's a hero. Hero gets sort of down on his game. He fights to come back to overcome what's happening, and then he's the hero again. And they sort of take in the third act a different turn turn. See, they're just coming out now. A different turn, and
it just happens.
Yeah, it just happens. And they go in a different direction, and I thought the direction they went was really cool. Yeah, just
they turned right instead of left.
Yeah. But
really revs my engine.
They have
the movie came to a complete stop.
They have one scene where they go
to the metal.
They have one scene where they go to a demolition derby that was pretty hilarious. But the movie was good. So if you have kids, or if you don't have kids and you like Cars movies, it was good. It may have been. It wasn't better than the first one. Probably better than the second one. But Nathan Fillion was in it, which I was happy to hear his voice. And then the movie, they showed a Pixar short at the beginning of it called Lou, I believe, and it was really, really cute, really good. So that was our Disney trip.
If you haven't watched it though, the Cars thing, the Honest Trailer. If you guys know what the Honest Trailers are, where they like these guys take the trailers and make fun of the movies basically. But there's one for Cars and Cars 2, and it's hilarious. Oh my goodness! Especially if you may not be the best of fans of Cars. It pokes a lot of fun at it. Yeah.
I'll have to watch it. I did watch on the way back because we drove to Florida from Texas, which. So at one point I had a movie. I tried to find a movie to download on my iPad to watch, not while I was driving. While Jennifer, my wife while my wife was driving. She drove a couple hours, and so I watched the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Out of the Shadows.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
The Arrow.
I liked it better than the first one.
It was better than the first one. It was a lot better than the
I liked it a lot. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
It actually, I saw it. It actually isn't that bad. I mean, some of the story stuff, I think they were still trying. I don't know. They were doing some weird stuff where they were introducing Krang.
Yeah,
it's like they kind of shoehorned that in.
Yeah, it was funny though. Krang was funny.
But, yeah, it was good. Brad Garrett, I think, did the voice of Krang, the older brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah,
he did a fun job. It was supposed to be a guy from Saturday Night Live. He's the band player for the Late Late Show now. Can't think of his name.
Yeah,
he was supposed to be Krang. I guess they recorded a bunch of stuff, but then they decided to go in a different direction.
Oh, wow.
But then the Green Arrow is Casey Jones.
Yeah, that was a different take on Casey Jones too, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was he was like a security guard, wanted to be cop, wanted to be a detective type thing, and more vigilante because of and Bebop and Rocksteady were great.
Oh yeah,
really good design.
There's also a How It Should Have Ended of it video on YouTube where they do like a cartoon of how they think it should have ended, and it's pretty funny. It's like hilarious. They basically talk about when Krang pops out, Leonardo stabs him in the head with the sword, and they're like, "What are you doing? You can't do that." And he's like, "What? It's a sword." He's like, "We can use these as lethal weapons?" And then they all just start stabbing him and stuff. It was really funny. And then Michelangelo takes out a gun and starts shooting him, and they're like, "Whoa, dude, too far." Yeah, you should look that up. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so that was our Disney trip. We stayed at Saratoga Springs, which is one of the Disney resorts, which is across from the new Disney Springs, and that place is blown up, which used to be downtown Disney. We ate at Oprah Winfrey's personal chef's restaurant called Homecoming, which was basically like Southern food with the really good fried chicken and stuff, and we had a good time. It was fun seeing it through a 2-year-old's eyes. And
literally, like you
I actually drilled holes. Yeah, no, like just seeing how he
those toys.
Yeah, how he responded to stuff. And for those of you who don't know, if you have a kid, they get in free until they're the age of 3. So Grant got in free, so that's good.
Free till 3.
Free till 3.
Go.
Did you know that 3-year-olds can listen to our podcast for free as well?
Oh, they can for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
if they're having trouble sleeping, this will help.
This will help.
That's what my wife said. She goes, "Oh, I can listen to yours at night, and it can help me go to sleep." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, honey."
Thanks.
That's nice.
The other, we didn't get to go to Epcot. Was the only park we didn't get to go to, but the other parks were less crowded because I guess everybody was over at Pandora, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Just walk on rides and stuff, which was great. So a lot of stuff's going on. That's Disney for you right there. I could talk about Disney all day long, which I'm sure you guys don't want me to, but there's a lot of other things that's been happening. Chris, you saw Wonder Woman, right? Like she came over to visit.
I did see Wonder Woman. Yeah, she came over to visit. We're besties now. It's fine. We hang out. You know, I got to try on her bracelet. They're a little snug, but they were so cool. No, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. I was entertained through the whole thing. The Gal Gadot, I think that's her name. Really good Wonder Woman. Of course, we saw her in Batman v Superman.
The only good part of the movie.
Chris Pine is hilarious in it.
Oh, really?
No, it was all good, I think. There's a lot of things saying it's like the best superhero movie ever, but I wouldn't say that. But if I had to rank it, like compared to like other superhero movies and stuff, I would say it's better than the first Captain America movie because like there can be a lot of similarities between the two characters.
Yeah.
And I think it handled like a war movie better. Like it had consequences to it. It felt like it did. Where the Captain America movie didn't quite necessarily feel like that. I mean, like everything was shot very brightly and everything. It didn't necessarily feel like you're in the midst of a war. Where this one really felt like you're in a war, which is nice. It wasn't Saving Private Ryan or anything like that, but I mean, it was really good. And some nice villain stuff to it. But yeah, overall, because I don't want to say anything that ruins anything, but yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm looking forward to more Wonder Woman. The Amazon. So the woman that plays her aunt is the princess from Princess Bride.
Oh, cool!
I didn't know that.
That's cool.
It was really cool. It's definitely a different role than the princess. Is very, very masculine with muscle or whatever, however you want to say it, but but still feminine, still lovely.
Would you say that that Wonder Woman is probably the best of the recent DC movies?
Yeah, actually, I think so. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the other ones. I still have fun with them, but I think it's the recent ones. The Dark Knight is still probably the best.
Yeah, I mean mostly the like recent ones. Yeah.
But yeah, the recent ones. This one, like, it felt nice and cohesive. It didn't feel like there was a bunch of like producers and stuff like throwing in their ideas. Like, it needs to be this. No, it needs to be this. Like, it felt like it was. And I saw that. Yeah, they didn't really do any reshoots. There was just like one reshoot that was a continuity thing that they had to do, but otherwise they just shot it as they meant it to be, and that's what they did, which is nice to hear.
That's cool. Yeah, I heard the actress Gal Gadot or Gadot, however you pronounce it, that she was pregnant during part of the filming.
Yes, and she didn't reveal it to anyone because she was afraid of getting like different treatment or whatever. But yeah, she kept it hidden. But that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that she's done a great job, and it was funny. I heard her tell the story how she got the part, and basically she was asked to audition and she didn't know what it was. And then she was flying on the plane, and they called and said, "Yeah, you got the part." And she's like, "What is it?" And they're like, "Oh, you're the new Wonder Woman." And she's like, "What?" She like got all excited and crazy on the plane, and people were like, "What is going on with this lady?"
That's awesome.
So
And there's one scene that's really good in it, and that I saw that was like all improv, which is interesting to hear because it was a good scene. Is her Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, which is Chris Pine's character, on a ship going from Themyscira to the real world, and it's a funny little kind of character kind of back and forth type thing, and it was apparently all improv. It was really nice.
Huh, that's cool.
They new characters.
Is there an end credit scene?
There is not an end credit scene.
Oh, wow.
They didn't do that for this one. The director was saying that she felt like the ending where she ends the movie was a nice ending point, a good wrap up, and anything after that would just kind of take you out from the ending. Which I can see that, and I didn't mind there wasn't a thing. They showed a Justice League trailer before it, which looked cool.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to Justice League more now because of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's good.
I've got better hopes for that.
We shall see. Yep. Katrin, seen any movies lately? He's like,
we no new movies, but we did watch Storks last weekend at in this local park. They were doing movies in the park, and hadn't seen that movie, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you seen Storks?
I've seen most of it. Most of it. I actually got to see all of it yet, but it's really funny.
It's
surprised.
Yeah, it's super funny. I thought it was just going to be some cheesy, silly movie because there's a lot of those animated movies that are less than desirable out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. I'd just seen the pictures. Hadn't seen them. I hadn't seen a preview or anything of it, and I was like, "This looks stupid," But I heard somebody say it was funny, so going into it, I kind of knew it was probably going to be good. I'd actually seen a little bit of it because it was on somewhere we were. I don't remember, but yeah, it was really funny. But that's
animation.
Yeah,
sorry. The animation, I was surprised by that too. It was really, really good job on it.
Yeah,
nice pushed animation.
Yeah, that's good. I don't think I've seen any other movies.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
We'll see Cars next weekend.
Well, there you go. You'll like it.
But yeah, y'all need to watch Storks. Storks is good for good kids movie. There's a couple of things I was like, but I wish they hadn't said that. There was no reason for them to say that, but otherwise it was good.
Was it about where babies come from?
No.
They come from the storks, right?
It does kind of start off with that, and you're just like, They do. Especially in this movie.
Well, cool. Yeah, it's hard to, again, talking about a 2-year-old, but just putting stuff on for him to watch, sometimes you're just like, oh, gosh, I have to watch this. I did find one a Netflix original that is actually tolerable. So if you have a toddler, I think it's called Beat Bugs or something. And basically, they take the music of the Beatles, and they use the songs of the Beatles to move the story along with these bugs, these insects. So that's fun. I can sit and listen to the Beatles while he's watching bugs do funny stuff.
There's that movie Rock Dog that's out.
Rock Dog.
Heard somebody.
Rock Dog.
The animation here is just like top notch in that movie.
That's what somebody has said before. I worked on Rock Dog, and it's out on like iTunes and stuff now. It was in theater.
Redbox.
Yeah, it was like it was a Chinese company that financed it, and it was like a Chinese movie, but it was actually made in America. So we made it here in Texas, and actually my other niece and nephew from my wife's side watched it like over and over apparently this past week when they're at their grandparents, so my in-laws' house, and loved it.
So it was the only movie they had, or it got stuck in the DVD player, or
yeah, it was a lot. It was like the power went out weirdly, but that was the only thing that worked. And so
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. So, moving on from movies, also this week is E3, which stands for Electronic 3. I don't know what it stands for. It's basically the video game conference.
Everyone 3.
Yeah, everyone 3. Electric 3. Electric Boogaloo. So a lot of games. They're hyping a lot of games. None of them coming out anytime soon, I don't think. Because that's the way they do. They do all this and then you forget about the games, and then they usually push games back further and further, and then you really forget about them, and then some of them don't even get made. I remember seeing E3s long ago where they'd pump up this game and then they would never make the game. So hopefully the games that have come that they're showing now will actually get made. They showed more Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Showed actual gameplay, and I'm super excited about it. You can be people from all the generations of Star Wars. So you have the clone troopers, the stormtroopers, the droids, you're going to have Darth Maul, all of them that can be fighting each other, and going to have a single player mode, which is going to be pretty sweet, I think. But I saw the Spider-Man trailer. So we have a Spider-Man Homecoming movie coming out, but there's going to be a game that comes out sometime. I don't know when.
Yes, well, it's not linked to the movie. Marvel has said they're linking their games to the movies, which I think makes sense. I think that's good.
Yeah, the suit looks different. Awesome. And everything. Yeah, the suit looks cool. The gameplay looks really cool. There's all the stuff you can do with the webbing and everything, where like you're just like tying people up. I think this is in one of the movie previews too, where you like shoot something, it attaches to the side of a wall or something. Someone walks past it, and then it shoots out a web from that. Yeah,
it's like a web mine or something. That looked really cool. Nice. And the villain is cool.
The whole thing.
Mr. Negative.
Cool. Yeah,
Mr. Negative is a probably lesser known Spider-Man villain. He's been bigger lately, but he's like a mob boss type thing. He's got like these weird kind of electrical type powers. I guess I don't know if it's electrical necessarily, but they look electrical.
Yeah,
but he looks really cool.
And then
he's a very visual character.
And then Miles makes an appearance from the one I saw.
So, yeah. It's like
so there's a question. There's a theory going around at the end of the game. Peter Parker will die, and Miles will take over.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's what happened in the comics, right? I don't know.
In the Ultimate Universe is where Miles Morales came in. So there was like this big battle between Peter Parker and the Green Goblin, and it happened like on his street with like Aunt May there, and MJ and everything was going down. And in order to save everybody, he had to basically sacrifice himself. And then, Miles Morales takes over.
Now, not to go back to movies, but in the new Spider-Man Homecoming movie come out, I just forgot his name. Glover.
Danny
Glover?
Danny Glover? Donald Glover?
Donald Glover? Is that his name? I don't remember. He's from
Sure.
Community.
Danny Glover was in.
No, not Danny Glover. Donald Glover. I don't remember his.
Speaking of,
what's his?
Donald Glover.
What's his name? He's gonna be the new Lando Calrissian. Anyways, he makes an appearance in one of the trailers.
He's in the movie.
So, who do you think he's gonna be? Because people are saying Miles, but I don't know.
No, I've heard it could be like Miles' dad.
Okay.
But it could be like a teacher. It could just be like a crook or something. Or
Miles' dad would be sort of cool.
Yeah.
Well,
he voices Miles Morales.
Yeah,
on the animated series.
Yeah, I knew that.
He wanted to be Spider-Man when they were recasting with Andrew Garfield. He did a big thing to promote himself as Spider-Man. It just didn't take.
Well, it's cool that he made it into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or made it into the movie. Yeah. Yes. Let's see what else. There was some weird Mario game that
Yeah, like Odyssey, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mario Odyssey.
I think it looks kind of interesting, kind of fun. Like,
I'm sure it will
his
be.
hat has his hat as eyes. I guess his hat is alive or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But yeah, he throws it on to various people or like Koopas or mushrooms, and then can possess them and walk around as them. And there's like a giant T-Rex that you can possess, so you can be a T-Rex walking around with a Mario hat on.
That's so weird.
You can't get more surreal and fun than that. I mean, come on.
We got to get our friend. We got to get our friend Jared on here to talk of Nintendo because he's
Yes.
a Nintendo freak. I used to love Nintendo. There's still a lot of Nintendo games that I love, but I'm just, they come out with a system like every other week. It seems like. So we'll see. We'll see how it holds up. We got to get Jared. Jared, if you're listening, I'm sure you are. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
You gotta,
What's up, Jared?
you gotta come on and tell us all about this Nintendo stuff that's going on. A lot of other games where they showed some stuff. There's a new game called Anthem that looks amazing. It's sort of like Destiny, sort of maybe.
Yes.
I'm just hoping they come through on that one because the trailer looked pretty cool. It's hard to talk about this stuff without seeing the visuals, but that one looks cool. There's some other games that they've announced that an Assassin's Creed Origins is going to take place in Egypt, but then it also has it looked like Roman gladiators battling, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But so we'll see. There's a lot of stuff coming out. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. Oh, did you? I saw James Gunn did an interview. He's the guy from Guardians, right?
He is a director.
Yeah,
Guardians.
He's currently writing the third volume, and he's thinking about going back and changing something from volume 1 to make it fit into volume 3.
Yeah, it was something. So it didn't sound like it was necessarily going to be a huge thing.
Yeah.
Basically, what he was saying was from the first movie when like they're getting their like pictures taken at the prison.
Yeah.
And then it shows like their stats, basically kind of things that have happened to them. There's something in there that he wants to change for story reasons, and I'm fine with that. I don't think anybody not a lot of people would have really read those. Just the huge nerds and geeks, which I think I read them, but I'm just like, whatever, as long as it like fits the story well and it doesn't like totally like change a character or something. I'm fine with that. It'd be cool.
Okay, let's do something a little different here. I'm going to spring it on you guys. We didn't talk about it before. Since the movie season is really kicked off for 2017. What's your pick for movie of the year? Of the stuff that you know is coming out and the stuff you've seen, what do you think is going to be the movie? And I'm not talking about the Oscars. I'm not talking about award shows. They always get they always get it wrong in my book. But the movie that you're most looking forward to that you think is going to be like, this is the movie that I'm going to look back and be like, that was a great movie for that year. What do you think?
Well, out of the ones that I've seen so far, I'd probably have to go with Wonder Woman.
Wow.
It was just really good. And that made me really look forward to Justice League. I want to see Spider-Man, but at the same time, I've seen a ton of Spider-Man movies. So I'm not necessarily super hyped for it. I still want to see it. And Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was really good, but it felt like more of a continuation of the first one, like we talked about.
Yeah.
But Wonder Woman was really good. It wasn't necessarily different, but it was different enough to where it was just fun, exciting. And then Justice League is, of course, the first time you're getting all the characters together. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Katrin, do you got it?
I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'll let you think. So it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bring stuff on them.
me, I'm going to pick Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
No.
But if I put that one aside, let's say that one doesn't count, because really that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I'm sort of looking forward to because it comes out this year, the new Thor movie, right?
Yes, that's another one that looks good.
Because I think they're going to take a whole different take on it. The first two Thor movies, I was like, eh. But I think this one's going to be a surprise. And I think it's going to be sort of like not a buddy cop movie, but that kind of movie with Thor and Hulk. I think it's going to turn into that. And I think it would be really good. I think it's going to be funny. From what I've seen so far.
The director is really good. I've liked, so I think it's from What We Do in the Shadows. It's What We Do in the Shadows. It's a vampire movie.
Yeah.
And the director is Takai Waititi. I think that's how you're saying it. But it's a weird kind of documentary type thing about vampires, like, and how they kind of live and everything. And just, I won't go into a whole lot, but one thing is, it was just hilarious to me. The main vampire, one of the main vampires, who's played by the director, he's a really neat freak.
Yeah.
Likes to keep everything tidy, and so he has this woman over to their house, and he's talking to her and carrying on this conversation, and then starts putting all these newspapers down around her and all over the couch. It just starts putting like all the stuff around to catch anything that might happen. And then he bites into her neck and he hits a vein and it just starts gushing everywhere. And he's trying to stop it, and it's just like getting over everything. It's like, oh no, it's all ruined. It's just really funny. It's a good.
How funny. Yeah, Thor. Thor's my dark horse. I think it's gonna surprise people. I sort of like the '80s type fonts and stuff they've used to advertise it, and I don't know. There's just something about it. That one scene that in the trailer where it shows the Hulk come out and Thor's like, "Hey, I work with this guy," you know.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh, this is gonna be funny." I'm trying to think what else comes out. There's usually a big movie in November.
Yeah, I'm looking. There's a new, Coco. Of course, it says Justice League, November 17th.
Yeah, Justice League. Yeah.
And then Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle in December.
That could be fun.
When's Thor come out? I don't even know.
I was just looking at it. Where'd it go?
Thor comes out later this year too.
I think.
Usually probably in the fall sometime.
Spider-Man in July.
Yeah, Spider-Man's going to be good.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man will be good. It's just because there's been so many Spider-Man movies so far. I'm not really.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was great. I mean, that's
really funny.
Star Wars
November
Last
3rd.
Jedi. November 3rd. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a trailer for a movie today. I don't know. Did you guys ever see the movie Daddy's Home? It's Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
I don't watch those. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was. We watched it. It was okay. It was funny in parts. It wasn't as good as the other movie they teamed up to do, which was The Other Guys or something, where they played two cops. That one was really funny. But it was okay. But they're coming out with a sequel this November. And it's basically the movie's about this guy that marries this lady, and she has an ex-husband, and the ex-husband is Mark Wahlberg, and he's trying to be the best daddy compared to Mark Wahlberg, who's this big, tough biker guy, and he's like this soccer mom dad type guy. But in this one, they're bringing in the dads of Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, and the dads are Mel Gibson and John Lithgow, and the trailer was hilarious.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah,
I like some John Lithgow.
Oh my goodness, he comes down as Will Ferrell's dad, and they like kiss on the mouth. He's like, I can't believe it's so long, and he's like, oh yeah, they haven't seen each other in a while. He goes, I can't believe it's been 2 weeks since we've seen each other, and they're just like, it's just like, it looks like it could be really funny. John Lithgow's hilarious. And then Mel Gibson playing Mark Wahlberg's dad will probably be pretty funny too.
And also Mark Wahlberg, Transformers. That's coming out.
Oh, they still make those movies.
Transformers. Huh? Yeah, they still make. Oh, they always will make those movies. They already got like spin-offs planned. Bumblebee's going to get his own movie that's going to take place in the 80s.
Yeah, I saw that take place in the 80s. So how does that work out? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Of course, there's a lot of stuff on Netflix that I guess you could either title movies or TV shows that I'm looking forward to the year. Stranger Things Season 2 will be out in October. Can't wait for that.
Mm-hmm.
Defenders.
The Defenders
is going to be out soon. So there's a lot that's going to be coming out. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw that question out there. What you guys think is going to be the dark horse or the movie that's going to be it all. Chris said, what did you say? Sorry.
About what?
What movie did you say? Wow, I totally blanked. You said Wonder Woman.
He said, yeah.
Wonder Woman, and I'm looking forward to Justice League.
Justice League. I said, of course, Last Jedi, but I'm looking forward to the Thor movie. And Katrin,
I don't watch movies.
He's looking forward to Cars 3 next weekend.
That's right, Cars 3. One day at a time, man.
One day at a time. So you guys got anything else? Because we're closing in on an hour.
Ooh.
Woo!
Well, almost a little somber moment, but I have to kind of mention
that's true.
That of course Adam West passed away this last week, and he was my first TV Batman.
In
really,
reruns, right?
And I mean, just growing up, I mean, I remember we would watch it all the time, like as kids, and like it'd be like Saturday Night Live or something. Not Saturday Night. Sorry, Nick at Night.
Nick at Night. Yeah,
Nick at Night. And I remember we would a lot of times, because these things would come on a little later, like after our bedtime. We would, when we were staying in the same room, we had the same room. The TV was at the end of my bed, and you were kind of in front of the door, and so you would watch for like our parents getting up and coming to check on us at night.
You're
and
giving
I would
away our secrets.
I know, it's secrets. They'll never know. Our parents don't listen to this. It's fine. And and then I would be manning the TV and have the sound really low, so we could watch TV late at night. And then if our parents were coming, you'd go get the TV, and I'd click it off and then fall straight back into bed. We're sleeping. So and that was one of the shows I think we would do that with. A lot of good memories with that show. And he's just he was a really funny actor and everything on Family Guy, and he would do the voice of the mayor. He was basically Adam West, kind of parodying himself. But yeah, it was sad. It was a sad moment. He was one of those actors that didn't really think about him dying anytime soon necessarily.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's Adam West. He's there. He's always there. And then it was sad that to hear of his passing. But
yeah.
Yeah. Now that we're all crying,
bring us all down.
Yeah, they are shining the bat signal over LA for like a week, right?
I don't know if it was a week, but I did see that. Yeah, they're gonna shining that. They're gonna have like a big ceremony. Some guest people show up and everything. So that was cool.
So, does that work because they have so much smog there that you can shine
probably.
Yeah.
The bat signal?
I think the Pop Funko Pop is coming out with a new Adam West Batman in the Batmobile.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, they're also coming out. This will liven things back up for the end. They're also coming out with the Wonder Twins. It's going to be an exclusive Wonder Twins Pop with the monkey. If any of our listeners ever find that, send it to me. I want the Wonder Twins.
I think it's more free things.
I think it's going to be like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so I'll probably never see one. But it looks so cool. It's them, and they're like doing their little weird fist bump motion to use their powers, and the monkey standing beside them, and that Funko Pop, look. So yeah, so
those are always cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that does it for episode 11 of iamGEEK. We had a fun time. We talked about Pandora. We talked about all of Katrin's favorite movies. And and he'll let us know what he thinks of Cars 3 is the greatest movie ever next week on iamGEEK. But until then, have a good night, or a good morning, or a good afternoon. I'm Ryan Street. For Chris Street and Chris Catron, this is iamGEEK. See you real soon.